This is about the only thing that's going to make you happy, particularly if you're flying through Chicago O'Hare Airport. Yes, we haven't even eaten our Thanksgiving meal yet, but we're already in the Christmas mood here. This Christmas, it will be coming soon. Lots of slowdowns, delays, cancellations around the country as the FAA is cutting up to 10% of flights. Starting today, it's going to be 4%, but eventually it will be up to 10% flights at about 40 airports across the country, including Chicago O'Hare and Chicago Midway. We'll keep you updated on that. We're also getting ready for the opening bell at the New York Stock Exchange. It is set to ring here in just a few minutes. I can tell you that pre-market trading not necessarily looking so hot. The Dow and S&P 500 are down. Looks like the Nasdaq also down right now. So the top half of our board is in the red. The bottom half is in the green. Hopefully we can get the whole board in the green by the end of the show. All of that will come up here as we take you to the opening bell at the New York Stock Exchange in short order. But now, let's get you over to David Brody. David, good morning. Apologies that I'm already in the Christmas mood, but they were playing some music, and so I made a request, and now we're playing Christmas songs, and it's not even halfway through October, or halfway through November.
That's good. No, we got to get in the season, got to get in the spirit. Christmas songs, also Christmas colors, right? Green and red on the board this morning. So we'll see how that goes. You know, hey, I'm always good for pithy stuff. I'm always good for that stuff. All right. Time now for our daily dose of dollars and common sense. We've got American Sunrise Early Edition host, the guy behind Jake's Take Substacks. That would be Jake Novak, a man that is not pithy at all. Jake, so there was a time when Richie Rich's dad, and by the way, Gen Zers, look it up, was the only trillionaire in the world, but now he has a company apparently, Elon Musk. I'm assuming he didn't win the lotto, or at least every lotto game in America. He did it some other way. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. Listen, I just can't get past the number here. $1 trillion pay package for Elon Musk. But as I've been explaining for the last few months, the first company in America to have $1 trillion valuation was actually Microsoft. It wasn't that long ago. It was about 6 years ago. And as soon as that happened, the idea popped into my head. CEOs of companies, especially if they've been there for a long time, always get the lion's share of that value at some point. So you knew this was going to happen. Now you've got NVIDIA, which is worth $5 trillion almost. So this was going to happen. And look, David, Elon Musk has delivered a heck of a lot more than $1 trillion worth of money into the pockets of Tesla shareholders. By the way, Tesla shares are up 55% from where they were a year ago today. So even with all this political upheaval, he's made money for these people. So this is really just his take. So for people, a lot of people are going to bang the table about this, but I'll tell you one thing. The next time he goes out to dinner, I'm going to make him pick up the check because honestly, I'm not paying any more for it. That's it.
That's right. Yeah. And we're not going to see Elon Musk at the drive-through through Chick-fil-A. I mean, we're not seeing that.
No.
All right. Well, so here's a shocker. Ford is having second thoughts about its EV version of the F-150 pickup. And I know, Jake, I know this is breaking your heart because it's EV related. I know. No, Jake, listen, I've got a therapy appointment scheduled for 1 p.m. Eastern for you today. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm very upset. No, I mean, come on. Again, as I've said many times, there is a place for EVs in the American market, about 10% of it at the top end. But I think there is no place for EVs in the rugged pickup division. Ford did this as a way to try to placate the Democrats in Washington, the Biden administration. They came out with the Lightning EV. It was never going to be that popular. It's losing money. Ford has lost $13 billion alone on their EV division just since 2023. This is exactly what they should really teach this in business schools. Don't play politics with your product line. You can do it with other things. Go sponsor something. You can do a charity dinner, do all that if you want to, but not with your product line. And Ford's paying for it. They're going to pull this off the market. I think this is going to happen. Wall Street Journal's reporting it. Duh. It doesn't make money, and it's not in the brand of what the F-150 is all about, period.
Who does Bud Light? Is that Anheuser-Busch? No, I'm sorry. Who does?
Yeah.
Who owns? Yeah. They just heard you, and they're on line 4. They agree with you, by the way.
Yeah.
On that.
Yeah, my goodness.
Yeah, I don't know why I said line 4. All right, finally. You have 5 flights, okay. I have 5 guys after the show. All right, Microsoft is restructuring some of its AI division, but it's adopting a slogan that you say is straight out of the Twilight Zone. Na, 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 na. Oh, nice. We've got the Twilight Zone B-roll even, please.
Yeah, this is the famous episode of the Twilight Zone when the guy figures out that the book that the aliens have brought to the Americans to serve man, it's a cookbook. It's a cookbook. Oh, my God. Well, Microsoft is restructuring its AI division, and they literally adopted the slogan to serve humanity. Oh, no. It's a cookbook. AI will absolutely cook a lot of people. I think it'll make a lot of our lives better as well. But a lot of the folks at Microsoft itself, the people who came up with that slogan, will probably lose their jobs and get eaten up by that alien, by the way. There he is. By the way, that was the guy who ended up playing the supervillain in some of the James Bond movies. It's a cookbook. Anyway, to serve humanity. Really? That's the slogan they chose for AI? Anyway, that's just bad branding. Bad branding.
Yeah, by the way, we have 20 seconds. Yes, I'm going to mention the 1-7 Jets. Our team, your team, my team. They play the Browns. It's a home game. Not that it matters. Your prediction in 14 and a half seconds.
A lot of no-shows, for one thing, and they should absolutely pay the fans to go to these games. I told you earlier this week, they sent the invoice for season ticket holders for next year, $800 more than last year. I mean, this is a team that's literally given up on its season. Highway robbery. Can we get Pam Bondi to arrest the entire Jets management for grand larceny tomorrow, please?
That's right. Yeah. Thank you for your attention to this matter. All right. Thank you, Jake. Great to see you, sir. Appreciate you.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
I've got a paper bag over my head this Sunday, and it's not for lunch. It's not a lunch. What am I saying? Let's just get to Terrence. Come on. It's sponsored by AMAC.
The Association of Mature American Citizens is the conservative voice for Americans 50 and older. AMAC is fighting for the values that you hold dear. Join today. Together, we can write the course of America.
We're less than a minute from the opening bell at the New York Stock Exchange. You hear the applause. Now you see the applause, which means the bell is going to ring here in short order, and then we'll get an idea of how the markets are looking on this final day of trading. And right on cue, there you have it. The market's now officially open, which means that some of the runners are running across the floor, getting those first trades in. Unfortunately, not such a great start on the markets. The Dow, S&P 500, and the Nasdaq all in the red. But as you can see, the bottom of our screen, which includes precious metals, VIX, and everything else, are up at the moment. We'll, of course, continue to monitor this for you throughout the day and let you know how things ultimately shake out on this final day of trading. In the meantime, you may want to buy gold, because if you do, you can also get one of these. It is free silver. For every $5,000 purchased from the Birch Gold Group this month in advance of Veterans Day, they're going to send you a free patriotic silver round, like the one right here in my hand, that commemorates the Gadsden and American flags. In fact, this is the side right here with both of those flags. Gold is up 40% since the beginning of this year. Excuse me. And the Birch Gold Group can help you own it by converting an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold. Plus, they'll send you that free silver coin that I just showed you, honoring our veterans on qualifying purchases. If you're current or former military, the Birch Gold Group has a special offer just for you. They're waiving custodial fees for the first year on investments of any amount. With an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and tens of thousands of satisfied customers, many of whom are RAV viewers, we really want to encourage you to diversify your savings into gold. Text the word America to the number 989898 for a free information kit and to claim your eligibility for free silver with qualifying purchases before the end of this month. Again, text the word America to the number 989898 today. Still to come here on American Sunrise, Tucker Carlson taking heat after a controversial interview this week with avowed white nationalist Nick Fuentes. Some people are saying that it represents a crack in the America First and MAGA movements. First, though, a quick look at this day in history. It was on this date in 2000 that the presidential election between George W. Bush and Al Gore went undecided. Florida took center stage in this fight during the recount effort and even had Judge Robert Rosenberg using a magnifying glass to see if there was a dimpled Chad on a punch card ballot. The election eventually ended up before the Supreme Court, where it ruled to end the Florida recount. Bush ultimately won the Sunshine State by just 537 votes, and Gore then conceded to Bush. More American Sunrise coming your way in 2 minutes.